Oh shit, this is almost a new record of how many people are watching this. Like 172, some crazy event or tournament must be going on. Like the one that people were talking about. So basically here we have enough to buy the Bad Moon Rising, so I'm staying kind of loyal to that and committing to it. But there is going to be a temptation as we get to 750 to just buy another hero outright, because I've been craving one. So what would alleviate that if I was fortunate enough to get my first ever hero from a pack? This guy does look pretty cool, but I don't think I've ever seen him played before. When a zombie trick is played due to... Oh, this is my type of shit too. Oh, wow. I love that because I'm always about anti-spell, anti-trick stuff. I'm almost obligated to take this, even it... Oh, shit. This is too perfect for me. When a zombie trick is played, do 2... That's so good, dude. Fuck. But no, shit, I'm gonna regret not getting it because... Why did it have to be something so cool like that? It's not even like super well statted or anything. Or even if I like review all the other... Well, let's see, if I get an excess 500, then I don't mind doing it, but that's very unlikely to happen. I would like, obviously, Zombot 9000 or whatever, or I would like the genie thing that turns everything into like a 1-1, or I would like the one of my favorite cards that people always say isn't that good, is like that aquatic guy who's, whenever he dies, he comes back, and in a game with no silence, that's such a busted thing. Our team is aware of a glitch that's affecting a few Android players' PvP matchups that are receiving an app update. Rest assured, we're working on it. Really? I thought you gave up working on this game years ago, so why would you give a shit? To ensure your gaming remains smooth and enjoyable, rigorously testing the update before rolling out to all players. We apologize. Wait. Testing the update? But it's not your update. You were saying... Oh no, it is saying an app update. What do you even need to update though? Like there's nothing that's changed with the game since I started playing it in like the last year or whatever. It's hard to believe it's even been this long of a series, but I guess this is like the casual pacing that almost suits a game like this perfectly. And I'm not even saying I wouldn't like the game if I played it normally. I guess I would just have gotten through it quicker, or then I'd be doing mods or other challenges, or I'd be like rank 50 every month. Like it just means I would have played it a lot more. Like imagine if I played this game as much as I played Hearthstone when it first came out. Like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? With this few cards? You must be joking. But that's understandable. Like I'm not gonna hold that against the game. Let's see. But that's probably why I'm surprised that people even are so passionate about it. Not because I think it's bad, but because I think you can only do so much with it. Like everybody who's played the game since it came out, or for any meaningful amount of time, they would have every card in the game easily. So what would be left to do? I guess people do sort of probably take it casually a bit, which is good, you know. This is the definition of a casual card game. Like it's so... I don't know. It's just easy to get into. It's not like super committal or anything. The polar opposite of Magic the Gathering that kind of fucks you all over. Only like 20% of the whole collection in real life, by the way, in Arena, but yet still it's 10,000 plus cards. So literally like this game times 20 is Magic in its current state, and then Magic times 10 or 7 is the real life version of it. Like I don't know what to make of that, but +1/+1, so I can't even do it, and you don't have to worry about the gladiator too much unless he buffs it. Then that can get out of hand. Okay, this is a little problematic. We always give Captain Combustible the first shot just because he's the newest edition here, or the only edition, I guess I can say. So, I mean, we kind of are all aggro, but it's a little bit dangerous leaving the stuff around, hitting our face the whole time. But sometimes that actually works for me, because it's like, it forces them to have to deal with it. So it's like, I'm going to kill them before they kill me, because they're only a lowly rank 2 clown, but... You know, there's a certain greed that I want to take advantage of the leafy synergy, but I probably shouldn't because it's just going to be too much. Or, no, whatever, it's fine. That was like the best curve value play, but it wasn't the best. Whatever. So you can kill this guy anytime you want, or actually you can, because he'll Leave him with one left. One of my favorite mechanics, armor. I am so tempted to actually buy that, though. I didn't think there would be a plant one that I would care that much about, especially a relatively low cost one, because I'm all about the higher cost cards because I just don't have as many as maybe I would like. So the poison ivy guy is okay, but now is not really the time to do it, I guess. That's fine, I guess. I mean, I would have to cut open one of these lanes no matter what. Doesn't seem like his deck is really that good, though. He's going to kind of burn out of cards already, which I'm very prone to do, too, because I'm very aggro-minded. But I at least like the full commit to aggro in this. Like, all the other decks, I kind of end up doing it anyway, like I always say, just because you have to survive, and I'm not going to have, like, really good control meta stuff. But you know, this is just full commit. Like, all the other ones are little mixtures of weird stuff, but this guy hilariously won me like 3 games in a row that one episode, just where that was always the killing blow, almost like I was trying to BM them. I was doing what's this called, a Bluesberry BM meme challenge, where your killing blow always has to be with him. That is something I try to do with some decks in Hearthstone, or like it's fun to do with like that Mega Wind Fury, what's it called, Mimron's Head. Like you try to, it's not about winning, you have to win a specific way, otherwise it doesn't count. And it has to be like the most troll way possible. Or like we had that happen in chess the other day inadvertently. I have a bishop and a king, and he has a king and like 3 pawns and something else, right? So how the fuck is it not a timeout? He runs out of time. So how is it not a timeout versus insufficient material? Because apparently somehow, because of the presence of his pawns, he's able to somehow trap himself and get mated, which is never going to happen because he's got 3 passed pawns and I've got none. But it still gives me credit for the win because it's like, oh, technically it's not insufficient material. And so he ran out of time, and so I actually get a win. And even I was shocked, or I almost thought it was a bug. You could do this and kill the stupid guy here. You know what, the better play there would have actually been to simply play the environment there first, and then I could have played that buff next turn, maybe. Yeah, that doesn't really matter. You're still gonna get the block meter. There is some sort of internal stupid RNG with the block meter, though, too. You so rarely see people get through all 3 charges of that. It should almost give you something, some bonus if you do that. There should be certain cards that, like, if your opponent has no block meters left, you get like something. You get like an extra superpower card. That actually should be, because yeah, like it doesn't benefit you at all to do that. You could just kill them right now. So it's almost incidental. Well, if you possibly could, but because this will heal him for. Wait, oh no, it won't. That's kind of a nasty reaction to him playing that, but yeah, otherwise you don't get any benefit for getting rid of all. Yeah, look at that, dude. I very rarely get to use that card either. See, that was at least a fun sort of equal matchup where we both don't have very good decks, and so it feels like really intense. And like he played his best card in his whole collection, probably, that nurse, and I played the best card in my whole deck too, that 8 cost, you know, stupid thing. And it was just like whichever one wins the battle. It's like some sort of old school Yu-Gi-Oh mindset that it's like, oh, it's the Dark Magician versus the Blue Eyes White Dragon, and whoever wins wins, where it's just as simple as that. It doesn't come down to all these other hokey stupid things. I almost don't want to do that, but I guess I will. Yeah, what am I considered, an Android user? So maybe that bug could affect me. The main bug that I saw with this game is that stupid one that's like, you couldn't like access the shop or buy packs or anything. I feel like I've seen a couple other ones too. And the friend menu and stuff like that always bugs out. Like you have one job in a multiplayer game to be able to actually play other people, but yeah, I rarely get value from this guy's effect, but he's always like you can think of it as like a trick taunt, just that he's gonna soak up some removal because they're not gonna just leave it around, or I guess he will. I should almost, like, if there's a mod for this, I should almost make... That's something I've always liked to do, or I think I kind of did it on and off a little bit. I came up with a hypothetical, like, my own cards for Hearthstone or whatever, but it's like, if I had, like, a bigger following, that would actually be pretty fun to do, because it's like... I don't know, then you could actually, you'd have, like, a whole community with which to play around with it. Some of these things that these big streamers maybe take for granted or whatever, just there's so many interesting things you can do with it that is maybe not something people think about. XQC would rather react to TikTok than do something creative like that. But no, it's like, yeah, like coming up with your own card ideas or something. So maybe in the modding scene here, you could actually do that. Yeah, says the guy who's too lazy to even make his own fucking emotes for his channel. So much for that. I even had them too. I just forget the file format and how it all works. Or maybe I'm afraid it wouldn't fly in this day and age. But it's not like anything was really that bad about it. That was a pretty pathetic one, actually. But I like these guys' decks because they're burning out very quickly. Just, I could use a berry blast thing here. This sounds like some kind of a drink you would get at like a fast food place. Yeah, I'd like a berry blast with those fries here. You can move a zombie, which I don't even care. The amount of fucking fast food I have, I should almost do one of those, and that'll be my Wednesday format this week. I'll do a just chatting thing, and I'll do a fast food tier list. It's like, there's something that's happened with Twitch or whatever in the last X amount of years, where all the things that used to be considered ironic forms of content have become for real, and that certainly applies with me in chess. It's like, who would want to watch a sub 1500 chess player on an inflated website get clowned by people all day, and yet somehow unironically people don't mind that kind of thing? Or I don't know, there's just something weird about it. You know, who would want to watch somebody react to TikToks? And it used to be like, oh yeah, XCC watches them to punish his chat for misbehaving or something that day when he was playing Overwatch as an esports MVP and esports professional player. But then it turned into, oh no, now he's actually just watching them. Or what else? Like all these kind of just chatting categories and cult of personality, reality TV equivalents. Just so much weird stuff. That would be dangerous, but maybe I can finish him off before that, although I kind of doubt it. I mean, that actually would do it if that 4 mana isn't going to save you. So the positioning does favor me here. But he might still get saved by the stupid block meter. Wait. Oh, fuck. Whatever. Captain Combustible did pretty good there, nonetheless. I actually can't decide what I would want to play tomorrow. Maybe I could try that skull and bone thing. The last couple Saturdays, I've actually kind of cucked that format a bit with respect to... See, on Saturday, I'm normally supposed to play a game that I've never played before, or something new, or something like that. And so... I never really care about this ×10 bonus ticket thing, because I never play enough to really take advantage of it still. But no, like, I'm supposed to play something new that I haven't played before, and... So the week before it was like, oh, I'm just deciding what I'll play next week. And then last week I just played chess to try to get to 1500 because I was just obsessed and trying to do that. And so now finally tomorrow I can actually do something, but then I'm not going to have too much time. So whatever, I'll have to see what I want to do. Or before that I did Power World, which was kind of oh, here we go, fair and balanced matchup, dude. 9 versus 37. And I won matchups like this before, but I mean, it's not going to be easy. Or that would have to prove that he's a bot. But how would a bot get to rank 37? Yeah, let's see what we can do here. This could be good. Even this, we end up playing like it's aggro, even though I do have some higher cost stuff in there. It was just in there as a worst case scenario, last resort, in case the game drags out to that point. Honestly, that's still the best case scenario, because you're still going to get the value of it from this turn. And you could even still... You could even still buff the dude and keep him alive even going into next turn. But at some point, okay, fine. At some point it stops being even useful because you run out of... You're going to burn out of all the cards in your hand, so it's not actually going to matter. And he's already a target, that's why I buffed the other one, because now he's got to decide. Do I get rid of the 5-4 or do I get rid of the 3-2 with the buff capability? You don't want to put all your eggs and all your zombies in one gravestone. This is sport zombies. Whatever. We're just doing it as a raw static value thing here. Yeah, there's so many good like fan-made games or mods and things like that, which I don't know whether you'd be allowed to do that in this day and age as far as streaming them and stuff. Some of them it doesn't seem like anybody cares or notices, and that's part of the whole value of them. But like with Nintendo or stuff, they get all fucking whatever. I don't see why it should really matter, because I don't know, everybody just makes fun of Nintendo's oversensitivity in that way. Do 2 damage to each zombie here and next door. Really, dude? Okay, fine. I'll trade this fucker in. Or I shouldn't have even done that, because I could have probably just gone for lethal otherwise. But it's not as important to win as it is to BM your opponent. So there you go. BMing even without BMR, Now they're gonna do some crazy comeback and actually win. This is a rank 37, bro. I shouldn't have fucked around. How many of those fucking things did he have? What? What? Wait, he's still dead though. What the fuck was that, bro? Okay, I beat rank 37, but that was a weird sequence of moves. That's a pretty crazy thing. So imagine if you do that even when I'm at full health. You'll still get me to 5, right? You'll get me from 20 to 10, then 10 to 5. Like, that is pretty nuts to play those two together like that. I can't think of anything really in this game that increases your health beyond the max. I feel like there's maybe 1 or 2 cards that do that, but for the most part, that 20 is pretty solid. I mean, look what an unfair matchup that is for the Smash when we do the permadeath sort of little gauntlet thing that we do here, where every hero only gets 1 chance. The same way that, like in the PvZ hard mode thing, every mini game gets 1 try. It's like, it's not fair at all, because one person has to face like a level 2, like a rank 2, and then one has to face a rank 37. So it's not all losses are created equal, but I guess we still dealt with it. Yeah, the one thing I unironically praise about this is the visuals of the stuff on the board. I've said it probably a million times, but it's amazing that so many of these games get that wrong. if you're playing a card game in a digital space, you don't want to be reminded that it's a card game and, you know, make it feel like that. So when you see the shit fighting on the board, it should feel like just random stuff fighting on the board, you know, from an in-universe perspective. This is pretty crazy. Of course, he's gonna kill the one flag guy, but it barely matters. We can play this guy for fucking 4 over here. I have become a little hypocritical with what I've done on YouTube, though. It's funny, like, I always mocked the idea of doing it, or I thought it was dumb. And not only have I been uploading stuff, but I've even been doing, like, instead of doing like a dedicated series, like episode 1, 2, 3, whatever, of like some hard mode or arc or something, I've been just doing like, I played this game for the first time. So I've been milking that Saturday format. So I'll just post that first episode. Like, I played Path of Exile for the first time, then I played EVE Online for the first time, then I played Final Fantasy Online for the first time. Like, I'm not questioning that I shouldn't be able to do that as like a format, although even that I would have questioned technically, but I actually don't know what to do with this, because whatever it's gonna hit is gonna die, or I guess it won't, because of the one residual damage here. But no, like, I've been milking that, so I question the act of doing YouTube, and I question the act of doing that format, but now I'm combining the two and milking that for, you know, because that's the kind of thing that seems to be more popular and the people actually like there. Or like, even I did this stupid clip, like, you know, my first attempt to catch a pal in Pal World, where it's like an 8-second super short one of me just throwing a stupid ball, like a Pal Spear, to try to catch one, because I thought it would be like automatic the way it is in Pokemon, but it wasn't. And that gets like 2,000 views compared, so it's one of my top 10 most viewed videos on my channel, and it's literally some clown throwaway stupid thing. And then meanwhile, some other things that I put so much more work into get none. So this is kind of the standard that it shows you, that people sort of reward the wrong things. So if I was really degenerate, I would play into that more and just... So the shorter something is, the more views it's going to get. Because people have low attention spans. That's sadly, unironically, how it works. So make the shortest, most lowest common denominator trash, and that'll get more views, and that's how you make a living off of it. So at some point, there is an integrity issue. It's like the same way, another chess analogy, like, you could be good at chess, but you don't want to play it for fucking draws and be boring and a degenerate like that either. So sometimes it's more important to do things, you know, kind of like your way. Not the least of which is true in card games, where like I'd like to build not so much in this game, because like whatever I have, I'm gonna make the best to my knowledge of what I can with whatever cards I'm getting. But in a general sense, like, sometimes I just want to make what I want to make. Like in Magic, I just love using dinosaurs, even if they're not good or not the best things I could put together, or whatever. In Hearthstone, I'm using all these kind of gimmick decks, just whatever I find fun. Because at some point, you're not really trying to do it just for some meta zero-sum progress. It's like in Hearthstone, I've been there, done that, so I'm kind of sick of it, and I don't want to do it anymore. So I just do kind of fun stuff. In Magic, I'm not really ready for it yet, either because my collection's not good enough, or I'm just not, you know, I'm taking my time with it in sort of a first experience. And then in this game, I'm sort of building my collection and enjoying the first experience. I'm kind of doing both before I ever have to, you know, before I ever have to worry about that. I miss doing those kind of longer streams of whatever, but I just don't have time these days, I guess. At least every once in a while. Or sadly enough, the few times that I've had a chance to do it, guess what game I played? Of all things, the most time-consuming, unrewarding, stupid game of all, chess. Because it's just such a joke, 14 hours to do that. or whatever other super long ones. I take a day off work to do it. Like this is what it takes. So you just have to appreciate how stupid it is. +2 in frenzy. Okay. Unfortunately, this could still take a while to finish his clown ass off. Now I have 2 nurses in here and another one of these guys. Which, would you believe, I actually like this guy more than the nurse because his stating's better, right? He costs like 1 less and he has like 1 more. What? Oh shit, you asking, you receive. But that's what I was saying. Like, between those 2, you should be able to win. Because if you just simply say, well, if you can somehow deal. No, but. Oh, fuck. The question is if he can finish me off between those 2 when it does damage. So the problem is it won't do damage unless he summons something there, and he doesn't have to summon something there. Are you seriously gonna beat me because of this? No. Or I might get saved by the block meter, but actually I won't. If only the heal went off still too. That was kind of a stupid way to lose, honestly. And the block meter was 1 little tick away from being filled up, so there is an RNG element to that too. Let's go back to the plants here. What is that one called even? Like the Kraken or whatever that keeps coming back to life. I should actually look for it. Yeah, it's not only a free-to-play, no crafting run, but we're not allowed to farm for the stupid things that you would get from the, whatever, from watching free videos or something. Yeah, this is a guy here. Oh, they're even for the same class, too, that I was even saying those would be the 2 cards I would love to just get from a pack or something. Although, to be fair, I don't really open packs that much. When destroyed, gain an Octo Zombie. And again, it's very hard to deal with that because this game doesn't have basically the silence mechanic, where it's basically like, you know, just remove that effect. It would be very hard to do that. In fact, there's almost nothing that could do it. Maybe the zucchini guy or something. Oh, this is like the first time we've seen 2 of these. Oh shit, we gotta make a point to do it then. And that might actually enable me to feel like buying the bonus card here, the event card. Or maybe for once I could take advantage of the ticket thing that we're getting like ×10 for whatever. I don't know how that works in the context of this. PVZ birthday surprise. Win games, earn tickets. Yeah, 90 out of 1200. That's not gonna happen. But no, we might be close enough. But then see if next week there is Bad Moon Rising, I'll be screwed because they might not give me another 100 quest and then you'll be tight. That's totally what's gonna happen too. I'll overextend myself. Like, I like the card, but it's not really gonna come into play that much, right? It discourages them from using tricks, but it's not that big of a deal. It just looks cool. It has a cool name, aesthetic. It has one of my favorite sort of effects in these kind of games that punishes them for using tricks and things like that. Okay, so let me try to do these daily, weekly, whatever quests regardless. But that was kind of a disappointing loss, so we had to deal with, wait, did I just... Wait, I don't know if I just played as them, or... I couldn't have, right? I just lost as a smash. I can't even remember now. Why does it feel like I almost just lost as Green Shadow? That would be kind of wrong if I broke my format like that. I actually can't even remember. Hold on, let me... I genuinely am having like short-term memory. So that one doesn't count. Or you know what, fuck it. We'll just skip Green Shadow then. Let's just do Infinity. Why do I feel like I just played as him quickly and lost? Whatever, all these crazy ranks are kind of unfair too. That 37 should count as like 3 wins in 1. Okay. Guy is pretty cool looking. And actually, that is pretty transformative effect if they keep it around. But again, like most of these things, it's not going to really happen. Or you should almost have done it the opposite way, where you summon that first and then do it. Because now that guy's too much of an easy target. Or I'm just not even doing it at all. Okay, even that's fine with me. So the one mechanic that you're subverting here is everybody's least favorite fucking block meter thing. Which I like how even in the first episode I was bitching about that. And somehow I'm just not playing those little dinky amphibious ones, but fuck. There's really nothing I can do about that. I guess I could have moved it if I had that one thing preserved. Amphibious is good to put there just for the effect, I guess. And the deadly will make quick work of that, or you're just immediately doing that to troll, I guess. Just please don't do no inner fire over here. And I guess we could move it too if it goes on the thing. Or it doesn't. Wow, what a perfect setup that is, even with all four having deadly. Look at the value of that. Come on, we should be able to win based off this. Problem is now we get sort of stuck because zombies don't have team up, which makes virtually no sense at all, because it almost should work that way. Like, oh yeah, zombies never come in groups of 2 or in big hordes. That's not what their whole primary mechanic is like quantity over quality. So that's at least okay, I guess. You'll still trade in. You'll still do like 8. Problem is we're just farming off this stupid block meter. Wow, there's no way we shouldn't be able to win now. Well, at least the freeze effect should still come off, even if you die with it. It's not really like a battle cry effect, it's more like a death rattle. Ironic, coming out of a grave and going right back in. So you could freeze somebody, which doesn't make a whole bunch of difference, but that's almost wishful thinking that he's needing for a heal, but of course he gets it. That would leave it so it's at least vulnerable on the next turn. Or vulnerable right now, come to think of it. You should just be dead. I mean, what can you do with the 2 sun to save you? I guess freezing that wouldn't have made that big of a difference, though. I wasn't going to get the damage in. Oh. I guess you can't complain because you are going against a defensive hero that's meant to have stuff like that, so you can't really be too surprised. Now watch him make a comeback, which again wouldn't surprise me at all because he's obviously the deadly is what's really pissing him off, I think, because he just can't seem to deal with that in the water. He robbed me of the 6 damage. That is going to be the difference in doing the other quest, though. Fuck this guy. Oh, and you get 100 for the league as well. I mean, if I get to 1,000 or within reason of 1,000, I guess I could, I will get the thing, but it's going to be pretty close, actually. You're going to be at like 900. But it's just going to piss me off because I'll be like just short next week when I go to get Bad Moon Rising, which clearly that would be the ultimate. No, but I would make a point. I would somehow have to play like long enough to make sure I get that, but sometimes you just don't. That's the problem. You just won't get, like, look how unfair these matchups are, bro. I'll even keep that because sometimes that can be a good finisher card when they think they have a board that's gonna block you out. But of course, being Rose, she's just gonna spam tricks the whole time. you know, you could say, oh, you're getting hard stuck at rank 10, but you're also playing an average of rank 20 plus. So, I mean, you could do that just for the card draw. I don't know. Really tempting me. That would be like my first non-zombie one, I think, and only like my third overall, maybe. Still a better lightsaber duel than the original one from the first Star Wars. Like, they build up that whole mechanic. That's one of the most hilarious things actually about A New Hope. They build up the whole lightsaber thing, but the only lightsaber fight you see is the one at the end. Like, Luke doesn't really do anything with it. He just like practices with it, but it is interesting how underwhelming that aspect of the thing is. Imagine having Rose as a hero, dude. Everybody hates Rose. Or at least getting a decent amount of damage in, but this is where you play into their hands a little bit with the tricks. This is gonna make me feel like I'm way overachieving, though. Just the fact that I'm beating all these insanely high ranked people. Speaking of a high... whatever, like... high cost kind of bonus event card that we got. I don't know why I keep calling them bonus cards. See if I can just get to turn 7. They'll think they'll be safe because of their board, but... the chicken is maybe a lost cause, but actually I still don't even have to do it. So everything is in pretty much good shape. We lose the little ninja guy. I mean, hides in a gravestone, or maybe I don't. You're not really getting any notable bonus from the effect, but just kind of like, that's part of my philosophy with a lot of these, is just when you have the chance to do something, just do it, because what are you waiting for, right? You got to play like super aggro and fast paced anyway. I thought that zombie, not nimble zombie quick, was bad or fast, but this is what I'm talking about here. Fucking playing for speed in a turn-based card game. That's fine, I guess. Oh wow, his death animation is pretty sick too. Have we even seen that before? I feel like maybe normally when we play him, we just always win, or I just haven't played him that often, really. If only it was turn 7 instead. This is good because whatever, you're going to be able to flip something back. Almost seems like that's the whole theme of my deck. Like, oh shit. Wait, why aren't they dying then? What the fuck, man? And if you do that, he'll just be able to do the ability again. But I have to do this just even to stay alive. Okay, so we'll go back to somebody else now. So we got that one. We have to win 2 more games. We have still a number of heroes with which to do it. That was a little bit of an unfair match. Wow, I was asking for the event card, and I actually might have a chance to get it, but I might still show discipline and choose not to do it. Let's actually do Wall Knight, since I just hate Solar Flare so much, and since everyone else had the hots for her, I guess, from the very first episode. At least we get a fair matchup here. Of course, that Disco Ball is one of my favorite cards. It's like the perfect mid-rangey sort of win condition that's not even really a win condition. Okay, I guess that's an even trade. Normally I wouldn't do that, but you just never know what you're gonna get from that shit. Yeah, that's just a super unlucky turn there. I can't really afford to do that, although sometimes I would just do it for the card draw because you can't afford to wait around too long, but this isn't the kind of hero that you want to be too impatient with. Okay, so here you got Conjuration, which you can't complain about too much, but let's see. We don't have to do it yet. The whole sun mechanic is so redundant and pointless for like this level of play too, because what you have is like, I'm gonna gain more sun, with which I can play every card in my hand in like one turn, and then the next turn it'll be useless because I don't have any cards left, right? Unless you have a ton of card draw to go along with it. What you're playing is not very expensive because you don't have any high cost, good quality cards in the first place, so. Yes, not only a big streamer must be streaming this category for it to have so many viewers, but also there must be something else going on, like some event or tournament or something. I love that how this category works. It goes from 0 to 200. So like there's no in between. Like either one big streamer is doing it or some big event's happening and everybody's super enthusiastic, or just nobody's playing it and it's just completely dead. I don't get it. Normally there's like an in between, like a couple clowns like me, so it has like 5 viewers, 10 viewers, 50 viewers, something like that. Even PvZ1 was like that. Like I'm doing the hard mode of that every week before I do this, where I try the one little mini games to try to get through them, and that always has like 20 to 60 viewers or something like that in the middle. So this should be reasonable. Whether we're actually going to get the lethal or not, I don't know. No matter what you do. Okay. It wouldn't really matter because I wasn't going to get the kill anyway. That heal is actually going to possibly make the difference between that and the block meter here. This could be the difference in the game there. Deal 2 damage to a zombie. Could be good just to get through something that otherwise would have protected him, but I don't know how good this is going to be. Wait. No. We're going to get saved by the thing, though. Oh, shit. What a clutch. But then again, that's mostly what this guy has. Imagine losing to that. I almost should have done it where I would have lost to a fucking block meter. In both senses, both the card I got from it possibly saved me, but even the act of doing that did it for me too. Man, I'm so tempted to do it now because we'd only be 110 short then from a potential Bad Moon Rising pick, but I think I still won't do it. I'm not that interested in it. The problem is just like if I don't do it now, I'll never be able to get that card for my whole life because you see how long it takes to do it. And again, I'm not guaranteed to get a quest next week. I don't fucking know. That's only assuming that we get Bad Moon Rising for sure, which of course as soon as I am understocked on my gems, I'll have the bad fortune of that actually happening. It's definitely one of the most bipolar, strangest categories though I've ever seen. It's one thing if it's just dead, or it's one thing if it's just somewhere in the middle, or whatever, but it's always just so up and down. To the point where the first episode that I played it, I was like making fun of it. Like, what is this dead game that nobody cares about? And then in before I'm corrected by the rabid fan base who comes in to extol its virtues. That's actually pretty worth it because that can get annoying over time. So now we can do this little team up thing, would be nice. You don't even have to worry about going in that lane, even if you were trying to kill it. We just look at the standing of that player. For 4 mana, I played basically a 4/10. Is insane. What is this, like the Cthulhu shit, where you get that 4/10 guy who's like a whatever? He gets +5 health if Cthulhu has 10 or more attack. One of the most contrived insular mechanics in card gaming history. So you still won't kill it here, but this guy is only rank 1. All I want to do is just win this game, and then I'll decide whether I want to do the bonus card or not, which I kind of don't. It's just tempting now. See, when you have the gems, everything looks like a target. When you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail, because it's just so... It's not like I'm doing anything else with it anyway. And that would be a card we would get to see almost every game. But it's just not that good of an effect, honestly. Like, it's a fun effect, and I like it, and it suits me. Because I'm just all about cocking tricks and punishing them and things like that. I feel like I don't see that card enough for as much as people are always saying it's so good and so common. That's what the strike through does. It actually makes the other guy die, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, that's a little bit annoying. Okay, what is this? Make walnuts next door. Not evolution plants with no attack get +3. That is quite the beast over here. Loco Coco. Why don't I see some of these when they do seem to be so good? The strike through will still occur though, regardless of the immunity. But maybe I should have just saved that guy instead. What? It doesn't matter that he's immune, it's just hitting the face too. Oh shit. See, it should still make it there because it no, but the amphibious fucks it up. I somehow feel like I'm not going to win this, but I don't get it because he's only rank 1. It's some god tier, mythic rank 1, rank 50, whatever player who... there's always some deceptive element to that. Like, in some games, rank 1 is the best, and in some games, the higher you go is the best. Like, so here, rank 50 is good, whereas, whatever, in Hearthstone or something, it would have been like, oh, you start at chicken rank 25 and work your way up. It still doesn't seem that bad, but we're just not going to have anything that we can do here. I've saved people so many times when I would have potentially have a lethal, and they'll either get that just through dumb luck randomly or something better. Or like they'll just have it in their deck. He has a little bit of cards left still in his hand, which always is a sign of a potentially good and dangerous deck. We do get our little value here. This guy still won't die. And I always overestimate how much this actually is supposed to heal you for, because I always interpret it as, oh, it should be it heals you 1 for each plant, but it's only 1 for each flower, so it's going to be far less within the archetype. I've still fought this out pretty well, but there's only so much we can do with that. It's a perfect situation to play this. But again, is it really going to be the difference in the game? 6'11 with armor. Fuck me. Come on, see, this is the problem. Like, anytime you get some sort of cool, fun interaction, and this game has a lot less of that still than most, like where there's immediate removal for it, but like, let me at least enjoy the fact that I got to see that awesome 6'11, but no, immediate removal, immediate trick, counter, spell to everything, always. Again, bro. Not that I'm in any position where that's actually gonna happen anyway, but... he just is giving off the vibe that he has like infinite value, where no matter what I do, he's just gonna keep getting more and more. Frenzy, yeah, who needs shamans when you have these mechanics? Evolve. When played against +1, yeah, awesome. He gets to pad his health, but I'm just doing that for the card draw, like I don't even care. Like, I'm not gonna win. He has way too many cards, way too much value. I can't deal with this stupid evolution thing either. Unthawed Viking, freeze all plants in the water. Instead, freeze all plants. Okay, we get the points, not wasting time. We'll have Super Brains and then Solar Flare left. And I don't know what happened with Green Shadow. I just kind of drew a blank, whether I played with him or not, or I lost with him or not. Yeah, it feels almost like every other week you get 100 quests. So because of how slow I was in completing the last one, now I finally have 2 at once, which I've almost never gotten that before. And we also got the league bonus, so we definitely farmed out gems today pretty well. Which tempts me even more to get the event card, but I don't think I will. But then we'll have a nice little cushion, or maybe I will. This is kind of nice to have these exciting little benchmarks every couple episodes where you get something of note. And that would be like the first plant one for sure, right? Because I got the Frankenstein one and I got the some other one for zombies, which I can't remember now. The Frankenstein and the... it would be like a high cost zombie cart. Okay, this is all fine. I don't know if the bonus attack is really going to matter too much. Plus, won't even play a trick, which is not even my style, as you can clearly tell that I keep talking shit about tricks and how I hate that people even use them, or how we saw just how unfun it can be over there. And I just mean more so spells and removals in these games in general. Pool shark, but he's not even amphibious. Ha ha ha. Nobody got that joke, or everyone took it like literally. Yeah, this is fine. Hopefully he doesn't have too crazy of a deck, but he is ranked 25, which even I've never been before. This is even still good trading value. This is good. We're going all in, and as long as we can get a certain amount of damage in, we're fine, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen. It was like love at first plant with me and Green Shadow because of how much I liked him from the very beginning. And like he's the one you start with. So the beanstalks and stuff like that doesn't matter to me too much because my only win condition is going to be in the early game anyway. So if it gets to the point where stuff like that becomes relevant, I wasn't going to win anyway. Okay, you draw a card. So what are we on? 4? So now... I mean, that's fine. This guy would have been fine too. When destroyed, make a 1/1. Okay, dude. Sometimes you end up cocking yourself with these though, because a lot of your effects will be negated by the fact that you don't have room for them. You know what, maybe I should just go for that though. Like, what are the chances he's gonna have an answer for it? It's not really even a good card, but somehow you can just kind of sneak with it a bit sometimes. So this guy's pretty sick. I just love these really beefy statings. 6 mana, 6/7, and bullseye. Although I'm not gonna have really that many to give bullseye to. Yeah, that's very dangerous for sure. Oh shit. So the Torchwood is not a concern, but maybe I could do something with this. So if I just play something that isn't going to be this guy. No. That's the whole point I was just talking about. I can use that to destroy the repeater. Everything should be fine. He might summon something else big. Is he gonna bounce the same guy? Or no. Oh shit, that don't even work. I thought it was like 4 or more for some reason. Okay, that's still fine. So we're not dead yet, but the freeze was definitely very damaging there. I could do that and take a chance that I would just win with that, but he has 7 mana, so what am I thinking? I could do this. I mean, all you would need is like the one anti-hero guy to get through. All he would need is like 1 piece of removal or any direct damage to the face, but like he could just remove any of my things, and then that repeater just kind of ruined me, huh? Or now that would have been able to save me, but... Okay, whatever, dude. Then maybe we should let Solar Flare determine it. If Solar Flare wins this game, I should get the thing. If I don't, then I'll just do it next time. The quest, which means I obviously wouldn't have enough to afford this. Could be a very bad decision though, just from the perspective of putting yourself underneath the threshold of whatever. Hey Nightmare, how's it going? Yeah, that's fine with me. It'll put me under the threshold of the event card maybe for next week. Plants vs. Zombies is not what it used to be before. Yeah, everybody's making fun of part 3. Should I play that? Maybe I should play that tomorrow. Is it even in like wide release where you can? Or it's probably in some early access beta stuff, so even if you criticize it, they'll just hide behind that. Back in the good old days where it was actually on PC, or where it was actually made for soccer moms with some level of complexity, whereas now it doesn't even live up to that. Much simpler and fun without the whole microtransaction business model element crammed in there, I'm sure. Okay, this is a little bit messed up here. But let's just ignore it and go face instead. Which sometimes does pretty tried and true for me, but still a bit scary. I mean, it's -2, -2. And you could say, oh, do it to the ghost to mitigate damage, but that could come up to help me later because that guy can just get out of hand. Yeah, like people waited 10+ years for PvZ here, PvZ 3, and they get some garbage that they're not even happy about, apparently. Do 2 damage is fine. He's gonna heat whack in my face here, but these little velociraptors can get out of hand. I'm not as big a fan of dinosaurs in this game as in Magic the Gathering, though. Oh shit, what a clutch thing to get. That's the one that always fucks me over when I'm playing zombies against them. The sunflower laughs, and the zombie looks like his name is Rick, and it looks like Monopoly, what you are playing. It's a card game, so I guess it's similar enough to a board game. But no, it's a Michael Jackson zombie over there. You're playing Zombies vs. Plants ADS Edition. Yeah, I like how many different versions of this universe they've made. You want to play an Overwatch clone, you got it. You want to play a Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone clone, you got it. Here, card game, shooter game, hero shooter, you know, all these kind of crazy different genres. Really milking the whole franchise from it, but it does have a certain charm to it for sure. Alright, this is fine. Come on, we just want to win this one. We'll buy the stupid card and take my chances with the Bad Moon Rising next week, which could be a very dangerous decision to make. Like, what am I actually at? We would only need 90, but see, sometimes that can be very difficult still to get, unless I get another quest. But because I want this one and I just want some sort of benchmark, I mean, what are the chances? Oh, it's only 450 too. So we'll even have more than that. Wait, so we'll only be what? Yeah, normally it's 500. Let's actually see. Oh, I would only need 40. So the likelihood of that being an issue is utterly nonsense. Right, there's no way. You could just get it from like winning a couple ranks or something like that. Not that that's really too... And the season ends anyway, so I should get the season end reward, so I should be more than okay with it. I wouldn't be surprised if they got Plants vs. Zombies show for 4-year-olds. Yeah, I definitely could see that happening. Definitely the target demographic, either soccer kids or the soccer moms that bring them to practice in the first place.